Good morning, students. Welcome to the new video of computer. This is second class. Here you can see the referred book name. So book name is Computer Redefined. You can see here the front side cover and the back side cover of a book. So let's start our class. So the name of the chapter was Types of Software. So here we are just going to revise the quick things that we have learned in the previous video. So first thing is, what is software? Computer cannot do anything on its own. So it always needs a set of instructions or a way to do the task. So instruction is the basic things. If we combine instruction, we can form a program, and with the combination of program we can form a software. So you can see in the diagram that instruction is the basic thing. With the help of instructions we can form the program, and with the help of program we can form the software. So next is types of software. In the previous video we have seen that there are two types of software. One is system software, another is application software. System software means it is just main software that work as a mediator or intermediary between hardware. Hardware means touchable part, and the application programs. So it is act as a mediator between hardware and application software. You can see in the diagram also, it is in the middle of the application software and hardware. So now we are going to see the characteristics of system software. Means what are the functions of system software? It is used to control and support the computer. Means it is the main thing that helps the computer to do the work like programming. Testing means finding error and fixing them. Debugging means fixing the errors. Testing means finding the errors. Okay, it is not dependent on any specific type of application. We are talking about the system software. When we start a computer, you have seen that it will take few time to load the things, like it's starting time. So that thing is known as BIOS, basic input output system, that the time computer is taking to start. Okay, so this system software is further categorized into four types of programs. First is operating system, second is utilities, third is device driver, and fourth is language translator. Operating system means it is used for operating the computer. Utilities means extra work if we want to do specific things, that is done by the utility. Device driver means these are the programs that we need for maintaining that particular device or for communicating that particular device. And language translator is a program that translates our programming language into a computer readable form. Okay, so we will going to discuss these four topics one by one. So let's start with operating system. As we have seen in the previous video, you have seen an example of a motorbike. So the person who is riding the bike, it is the manager of that particular bike. So it is just operating that bike. So here in computer, what is the operating system? In general computers, it is Windows. We are using Windows as an operating system, but apart from Windows, there are other types of operating system also. What is the work of operating system? It is just a manager of a computer. It communicates with the hardware. Hardware means input output devices, and it does the work of loading and saving the data. It communicates with the mouse, printer, etc. It displays use the information. It manages memory allocation, letting you to type on a computer, sending the documents that is being printed to the computer, updating the screen displays to show you what is going on, and organizing and backing up of our data. Apart from that, it also maintains the security and limiting access to a computer. It also organizes the time given to our programs. It deals with the types of error, instructions, etc. It also place your files in a particular proper storage. It compresses the data. Compresses means so that data can occupy less space, and it also maintains the directories. Directories means C drive, D drives, etc. So here you can see the picture of examples of operating system. First one is Ubuntu. You can see the logo of Ubuntu. Second one is Macintosh operating system. Apple, you can say in Apple's phones or devices, you will find Macintosh operating system. Windows 10 that we generally use. Android, this is also a type of operating system. Linux also. So these are the examples of other operating system apart from Windows 10. Is it clear? Okay. Next is utilities. Utilities are some of the important work done by the software apart from operating system. Like for sorting files. Sorting means arranging files according to their date, type and size. For conversion of files, like converting a sound file to .ava format. Defragmenter we will study later. Okay. Software updation, antivirus software, user account and security. So there is a list given in this video. You can see these are the works of the utilities. Okay. So next is utility program defragmentation. So you can perform the defragmentation process in Windows 10. Steps are given in this video. So what is defragmentation is, we are having a separate part of memory in our computer, but these memories are very small. So we want to combine those small part into a bigger portion, and that bigger portion is known as defragmented memory. So we can use that to store a large number of files. So here is the process how we can defragment in Windows 10. Step 1 is, you have to go on the taskbar and there you have to type an optimize operation. That will be clear in the next slide. Okay. After that, you have to click on the icon and then you have to go on hard drive and click on analyze. See in the next thing. So here you can check the things. Screenshot is given. First step is, you have to go on Windows option. You have to type optimize. Then you have to select the second option, that is defragment and optimize device drivers. Third option is, you have to click on the drive. And then fourth option, you have to click on the optimize option. And then your defragmentation process is completed. Next utility program is backup. Backup means making copy of our important files if we want to save them at some place. So you can take a backup on pen drive or you can take a backup on a CD or DVD. So here steps are given. Step 1 is, you have to go on start and then you have to select the settings. After selecting settings, you have to go on update and security option. That is, you can see here steps are written. And then after second step, you have to go on backup option. That is the third step. After going to backup, you have to select the device or drive where you want to take the backup. If you want to take the backup in some pen drive or etc., you have to select that thing. Or if you want to take a backup of C drive and D drive, then you can select that drive where you want to take the backup. So like this, we can do the backup of our data. Next thing is, utility program is scan system. A computer has thousands of files, so we have to check that it should be virus free. So for that, we install antivirus software. So how you can scan the system? You have to double click on the antivirus system tray icon, and then you have to go on the scan option and then just click on the scan option. Then you will find that if some error is there or some virus is there, it will give you that notification. Otherwise, it will say it is free from viruses or other problems. Clear? Next thing is device driver. A device driver is just a computer program that acts as an interface. Interface means you can say a medium with the hardware devices, like a laptop, computer and cell phone deals with a variety of devices. We can connect it with printer, Bluetooth, etc. So for proper smoothing working of these these particular devices, we need device drivers. So for connecting printer with a laptop or system, we need a printer driver. Similarly, Bluetooth driver, etc. Next is language translator. So language translator is just a program that converts a particular language into another language. So computer only understand binary language, that is in the form of 0 and 1, and we speak English. So this language translator program, it converts that language into a machine language. So the language in which we give instruction, it is known as source language, and it is converted by this translator into a target language. Okay, so we can say it converts high level language into low level language. Next is application software. So in the previous video we have seen that two types of softwares are there: system software and application software. So we have discussed all the types of system software. Now we are discussing the application software. Application softwares are need to be installed on the computer. They are not pre-installed on the computer. System software can be pre-installed. Generally it is pre-installed, but application software you have to install them, and these application software, as the name suggests, it is used for particular applications. Like in your phone you are having different types of app, so they comes under the category of application software. Application software is further categorized into two parts, that is general purpose system application software and function specific application software. So general purpose application, sometimes also known as off the shelf, that is used for general purposes like for school, retail shops, etc. Okay, so next is function specific software. They are used for particular business and other things, like tax to win. It is a software that is used for filling the income tax, etc. in India, and it also adds and subtract numbers like a spreadsheet for monthly bill, budget calculation, etc. Customized softwares, these are the software that are designed according to the need of a client. Client can be an business organization, school, or any other thing. So these software are developed for business with specific demands like scanning code or royalty card, whatever need organization is having, that is fulfilled by the customized software. Next is operational support system, OSS. It is generally used in communication process to control and manage network operations. For example, a telephone companies, they are using this operational support system for monitoring, means checking, analyzing means observing, or maintaining the phone records of of a particular set of people. So they can operate automated minimal intervention. That many business functions like audit, tracking their network components, data use, and their traffic patterns with the help of OSS. So voice over internet protocol is an common term that is used for voice services on the internet. So that comes under the category of operational system, operational support system. So what is it is mainly just used for communication purposes. So that's it, this chapter is over. You will get if you're having any doubt, just ask. Thank you so much.